All right. So that's file sharing. You can also share a whole folder. And I will just open my temp folder here. What's this? Oh, okay. So I'm going to say, I'm going to open my, I'm going to right click on the folder and go to share. So I can share that entire folder with, um, with anyone I want. And I'm going to give them full rights, and I'm going to say technology support. So this is a group email address. That's everybody that's on my team. So you can give, if there's a group that you have created or that we've created for you, you can share it with that entire group just like that, just by including that group email in those permissions. And then that folder icon, I'm probably going to have to, eventually it will update. Okay, so right here, the share icon, I wanted the pencil. That little icon has changed, but eventually this icon, oh, it has changed. It just changed. It's changed so it has that little person icon. All of these folders that have that icon are shared folders. And so, whoops, what did I? All right. That's how to, okay. Now, I'm going to talk, I'm going to talk about team drives, but I'm still talking about file and folder sharing. You cannot share a folder or a file in a team drive like we've just been viewing, because team drives are entirely different from a, see, there's no, if I right click on this temp folder, there's no sharing there. Team drives are already shared. And so you can't have a team drive and then share files from within that team drive outside of the team. So most of the time, um, when I'm not entirely sure, you know, sometimes when I'm starting something new, I have to think about, all right, is it more appropriate to just share a folder from within my drive or to create a team drive? And, you know, for the most part, the team drive, a lot of times the team drive is just going to work. But there are times where uh, uh, it is best to just do it from within your drive. And that would be if you're not exactly certain who is going to be accessing files in that drive, or what files you're going to be sharing, then I would just create a folder within your drive and share that folder with those people rather than creating a shared drive. But if you know right off the bat how, uh, you know, who's going to be part of that team and what files they're going to be sharing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go, well, I want a team drive for them. How do I create a team drive? Well, you just click from shared drives, you could just click on new and give that drive a name and it creates it for you. There it is. And so when you create a team drive, obviously you're a content manager on it. Let me slow down here. This right here is how you manage who has access to the team drive. So you can click on either one. This one just assumes you want to add new people. This one here will show you who's been added, and then you can add members from there. So I want to add another member, and I'm just going to pick on Brandon again. And I'm going to make him I'm just going to make him a viewer on this one. So you still have levels of permissions with team drives. And this is a little bit different than when you're sharing files. It starts out similar, but it starts to change from there. So you have viewer, commentator, and then contributor. That's kind of where those file sharing permissions that we talked about stop. So a contributor can add and edit files, but a content manager can add, edit, move, or delete files. So they can actually move files out of the team drive into their own personal drive. Okay, so or they can move files within the team drive. And then a manager can do all those things, plus they can manage content, so that's content manager. They can add members and they can change settings. So for members that have already been added, they can elevate what they can do. So if I've added a member that's a viewer, I can allow Brandon to change viewer to um, up to uh, he can elevate their privileges. Now I'm just going to, just out of curiosity, because it's been a long time ago since I created the technology department team drive. Whoops, I don't want to add members. I want to review and see who is what. So we have managers and content managers. And that's not actually appropriate for Mr. Housley. He should be a manager. And so should Mr. Schubert. And that's because if anything happens to us, these are some pretty important files here. So I want them as managers so that if anything happens to us, they can go into the technology department team drive and they have complete control, and they can now um, uh, take over and continue operating as normal. Should I get in a car accident or something tomorrow, there's plenty of people that can take over, or if a bomb should drop our building and the entire tech department be wiped out, then Mr. Housley or Mr. Schubert they have full rights and they can take over these documents because there's some pretty important stuff in here. So,
Where did you go to see the member access?
okay, let me do that again. I'm in the team drive, and you have these two links up here. There's 10 people that have access to this drive, and I can just add. But if I click on the 10 people, it brings up this list that shows me everybody that has current access. And then I can add more, or when I'm done, I can just click on done. This does save as you go. And so if I make changes, then if I lose my internet connection in the middle of it, like that never happens to us up here on the mountain, but um, all of that stuff that I was doing, I don't have to remember. It does save as you go. So that's shared drives. That's okay. That's an intro to shared drives. We've talked about the right time to create a team drive, setting up, adding new people.